Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to a Q&A video, also known as a life update. I like to do these about twice a year to kind of catch you guys up on what's been going on, what's changing, any big news. That sounds very dramatic, but yeah, you get the picture. Like always, I go to Instagram, put a little box up to get questions, and let's just dive into it. The first one is Disney cruise or Disney parks. I recently got off a 4-night sailing from Southampton to Bilbao on the Disney Dream, and it literally was a dream. I've only ever done one cruise before that, which was the staycation cruise back in 2021 on the Disney Magic. That was chaotic. It was a 2-night cruise. It was a complete whirlwind, less than 48 hours on the ship. I don't think I slept the entire time pretty much. So I much prefer this one by comparison. It's also a much bigger ship than the Magic, and overall I just absolutely loved it. I love how everything was included as well in the cost of your stay, apart from gratuities and obviously alcohol. We just had like a couple of drinks and then obviously merchandise on top. But I feel like when you go to the parks, you're constantly factoring in like how much is this cake pop, how much is Genie Plus, how much is, you know, everything is a little extra. Whereas this, you can kind of just try anything you want, which as a foodie girly was a big game changer. Going to dinner every night and just being like, we'll try all the desserts. I loved it. I was obsessed. I also really enjoyed the relaxing part of it. Genuinely just lying by the pool, by funnel vision, watching Disney movies, and not having to be like go, go, go all the time. It doesn't come naturally to me, but it was a welcome change. So now I've done the Magic and the Dream. My next one I want to do would be the Wish, or basically any ship out of Port Canaveral. I want to go to Castaway Cay. That is my next thing on my Disney bucket list. I don't know when that will happen, but I just know that I don't think I necessarily want to do another cruise from Southampton, although that was super easy. We just had to get a train there from London and we were on that ship, pretty straightforward. And obviously flying to Orlando is a much bigger expense, a much bigger time thing, but it's something I would love to do. So anyway, back to the question, Disney parks, Disney cruise. I'm still Disney parks, like through and through. I love the parks, they are so special. I just love being immersed in that magic. And I feel like the cruise, as much as it is Disney as well, there are different spaces you can go to that are non-Disney. And it's like, it's not that completely immersive experience, which is a good thing. But I just do love being completely in the magic personally. And I don't know, the parks feel like home for me. Whereas I didn't do a cruise before 2021. I've been going to the parks since 2000 and I was 4 years old. So all the nostalgia attached to that, you just can't top it. We have a bunch of questions about the Eras tour. What are your plans for the Eras tour? Outfits, pre-gaming, bracelets, squad, seats. What set and song are you most excited for? Do you have any ideas for your outfits? What surprise song do you want? Okay, let's just dive into that. My dream would be You're on Your Own Kid, but I feel like that just needs to be on the set list at this point. It literally is the inspiration behind everyone having the friendship bracelets, so just put it on the set list. If not, I would love to have Mirrorball. This is me trying. As much as I love it, I don't feel like I would survive that. Daylight is another one I'm obsessed with. Holy Ground. I feel like Daylight and Mirrorball, because I haven't heard either of them live before, that would be perfect. But You're on Your Own Kid, please. I would actually die. Then in terms of the show itself, I'm actually going to 3 shows, which crazy, I can't believe it. The first one is opening night of London, and that is with my sister and my mum. We have always gone to see Taylor together and I don't want to break that tradition now. So that is a Friday night. Then on the Sunday, me and my sister are going back again in Standing, and then in August, because she's doing ones in June and then in August, I'm going with my friend, again Alice, and her friend. I'm so excited, I can't believe it. Costumes, I have like a rough idea of what I'd like to do. One I really want to recreate is her Folklore Grammys floral dress, because I've always been obsessed with that one and I feel like it'll be really cute. Then I want to do like a 2-piece Shake It Off 1989 vibes, you know, like the Flapper Girl style. And then the third one, we're not sure yet, so very much still up in the air. I haven't bought anything yet, unlike Alice who was already on it. I would love to make friendship bracelets. I can just see it though, me as a type A personality. It'll be like this cool, chill, fun, wholesome thing, and I will turn it into a stress test and I will like have a meltdown because they're not perfect. I can see it ending badly, but I'm gonna give it a go. Hello friends, just jumping in here to talk about the fact that this last year has been a complete roller coaster. If you have been following me, not just on the Disney vlogs, you will definitely have seen that. I have talked about it, I've been pretty open, that there have been quite a few bumps in the road and hardships and struggles. It's been a year. My mental health has definitely taken a kick in 2023, which is why I decided to seek out help, and I can genuinely say that has made a real difference to my overall well-being, state of mind. You get the picture. It's helped me to deal with overall struggles like issues at work, family stuff, friend stuff, relationship stuff, everything you can think of this year I have been hit with, I feel like. But I would love to help other people too who are struggling, which is why this video is a paid partnership with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and it's 100% online. That means you can access it wherever you are around the world. You could be on holiday, at home, at school, wherever you are and you feel like you need some assistance with your mental health, BetterHelp can be there for you. You don't need any kind of diagnosis to access the service either. I know especially in the UK that's a bit of a barrier to accessing services and it feels like we're on these endless wait lists and you might even be questioning if you deserve access to these services because you don't even know what's wrong with you don't have a label, but you just know that you're not yourself. BetterHelp is just for anyone looking to improve their overall mental health. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist for you, but if it doesn't work out the first time, it's easy to switch to another therapist. Kind of like picking out a new pair of jeans. Sometimes they're not going to fit the best and it's much better to just try something new rather than sticking with it. Once you're matched with a therapist, you can talk to them however you feel comfortable, whether it is by text, call, email, video call, all those options are available to you. I feel like a lot of people still feel like accessing therapy is a sign of weakness. It's admitting that you're not okay, but actually I feel like in today's world that's a real strength. Having the courage to be like, look, things aren't the best. How can we change that? How can I help myself? It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist using the link in my description. Clicking that link helps support my channel, but also gets you 10% off your first month of therapy. Thank you to BetterHelp for supporting this channel, and now let's get back into the video. Any new restaurants you want to try on your next Walt Disney World trip? I'm going to Disney World at the start of November for the start of the Christmas season, the kind of like transitional period, and I am so excited. I feel like when it comes to restaurants, I often just kind of like go back to my favorites. So we have got a booking for Jungle's Canteen. Haven't been there since 2017, but it holds a very special place in me and Fee's hearts and our friendship. That's who I'm going with, by the way. Fee, you know her well. We've only got that and one other reservation though, and the other reservation is at a hotel that I can't believe we're staying at. We have got 2 reservations, one for the first chunk, and then we've got 1 reservation for the last 2 days of the trip. We literally booked it this week and I can't believe it, so I kind of want to keep it a surprise. But yeah, we've got a reservation for that and it will be brand new for the both of us. I don't feel like the need to do Space 220 because I feel like it's very expensive, and also Woody's Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, whatever it's called, it's very meaty. I know there is a veggie skillet, but I just don't want to eat that much fake meat. Like, I'm fine with fake meat if I need to have it, but I'm not going out of my way. You know? Is there any kind of non-Disney content you would like to make that you haven't had the courage to? Like you've probably gathered by now, I love Taylor Swift and I would love to do more content around her, but every time I do, it's not the best performing. And the issue is with YouTube, your video gets shown to your audience first, and if they don't respond to it, YouTube won't recommend it to anyone. So it doesn't matter that the video might be interesting to people that like Taylor Swift, because my Disney audience don't like it, it's just not gonna go anywhere. So I've kind of just had to make peace with that I can either make the content and have it flop or just not do it and avoid that mental issue. I'd also just love to do more like London challenge videos, so kind of like visiting all the different London markets in one day and doing like a food crawl, things related to food generally in London. But yeah, more like guide stuff to London, but again I don't feel like it's anything that my viewers are that interested in. I feel like there is more a market for that audience over on TikTok, because your video can kind of go wherever. It doesn't matter if you have a niche, which is why I kind of like TikTok sometimes, even though it's very unpredictable. But that's kind of the good of it as well, because it is unpredictable, so it doesn't really matter what you've made before. But I always like to know what kind of content you would like to see. So if I'm not at a Disney park and I'm not in a Disney cruise and I'm not talking about either of those, what would you want to see? Are you excited for the festive season? Are you excited for Christmas? Today is the first day that I've kind of fully accepted that we are in autumn now and summer is gone, hence the sweatshirt. I've had this for ages, but I just felt like I needed that comfort item today. I've also watched Halloween Town today and I kind of fully decided we need to embrace it. There's no point resisting any longer. It's not like it's cold here yet, but we've had quite a rainy week. I think it's quite hard to get into the autumn spirit though, because Starbucks have put up the cost of the pumpkin spice latte to £5.10 for a grande. In what world are we paying more than £5 for a drink when that could literally be a meal? I don't understand it. Costa's maple hazel latte is still expensive. I think it's like $4.40, but it is not above £5. So that is my drink of the season and I'm very much enjoying it. What was the question? Are you excited for the festive season? So yeah, even though I'm barely embracing autumn now, I'm still very excited for Christmas, and I've already been getting Christmas TikToks on my For You page, and obviously I'm planning my Christmas trip, which is only like a month and a half away, which is the weird thing. Like, I'm only just letting go of summer, but because Christmas starts on November 1st, there's not actually that long for this like autumn fall vibe. I am a Christmas girly though, through and through. As much as I try and embrace the whole like autumnal period, I just want the Christmas lights to be up and play Michael Bublé. How is the Princess Run training going? So if you didn't know, I am doing Run Disney next February. I'm doing the Princess Half Marathon weekend. Kind of crazy. I'm doing the 5, the 10 and the half over consecutive days. I'd say my life is training. For that, I walk a lot, do like a minimum of 15,000 steps a day, but typically it's like more like 20,000. Being in London involves a lot of walking, but I also use it as a stress relief. It's something that I have really gravitated towards since COVID. I've explained this before, but it's something that, yeah, I'm very passionate about. So I will be walk running the event. I can walk a half marathon in about 3 hours, and you need to do it at a 16-minute per mile pace, which is around 3.5 hours. So even just walking the whole thing, I would be able to finish it, but I don't want to have like any pressure at all, any stress that I won't, because I just want to enjoy the event. I have been doing some like uphill walking on the treadmill to prepare for that side of it, because I know there are quite a few ramps on the course, which has me a little bit nervous, especially when the sun starts coming up. Yes, I have watched the full race course, I'm a bit of a nerd about it, and they seem quite intense, the ramps that they have on the course, so I just want to be ready for that side of it, because that's a bit more challenging. London is quite a flat place, so yeah, the training is going well. I might as well mention while we're here on this topic, I am using this event to fundraise for the Alzheimer's Society. I will link it down below with the full story and everything. I'm not gonna bang on about it, but if you are interested, that is there for you to read. Music act you'd love to see but haven't had the chance. Number 1, Olivia Rodrigo, and I actually do have tickets to see her next May. Yes, I'm 27, but I'm a teenager at heart and I cannot wait for that. I'd also love to see Maisie Peters. I've been a fan of hers for quite a few years now, and the dates have just never lined up with my schedule. So yeah, Maisie. That's the next one. Are you planning on staying at the new Disneyland Paris hotel when it opens? I mean, I would love to, but 800 euros minimum a night? That's crazy. If I could find like enough people to fill the room and do one night, then that would be incredible. So yeah, I would love to, but like the price, it's a real sticking point for me. I had to take a quick break and I've come back and the lighting has completely changed. So let's just pretend that hasn't happened and move on. What do you get from Knoop's? Knoop's is my favorite chocolate place in London. Well, they actually have quite a few outside of London now as well. And you can choose the percentage of chocolate in your drink. So I get the iced chocolate, and it is literally melted chocolate added to milk and like mixed all together, and it is so good. And I've always been a 54% iced chocolate with coconut milk girly. That has been my go-to for literally 2 years. 54 is their lightest dark that they do, and I am very passionate about it being just a beautiful drink. But lately I've been dabbling with the 34%, which is more like a milk chocolate, more like a Cadbury's dairy milk kind of drink. So I don't know guys, change is coming. But actually, speaking of crazy, there is something that has happened recently in my life, which comes to my next question. What's your next splurge purchase that you've been saving for? I have been saving to try and buy property for basically since I started earning money. Me and my sister Alice are buying a place in London together. How insane. Obviously it's not completely gone through yet, but it's looking like things are on track. They are moving. It's been a very steep learning curve. I don't know why we don't have a class in this at school or any kind of course you can do online that can kind of guide you through the process, because it's very overwhelming. Alice has actually been a lot better at it than me. I am very flustered by all this paperwork, logistics, legal stuff, but yeah, all being well, me and Alice will be buying a place in London together. I don't want to say exactly where it is, but it is southwest. I currently live in southeast, so it will be a big change for me, but it'll be closer to work, closer to a lot of my friends, close to some lovely parks. I am very excited, and there's gonna be a lot of moving, fingers crossed, moving content coming, decorating the apartment, like all that stuff. I cannot wait to vlog the whole process. I didn't vlog looking for the apartments because it felt kind of weird to film other people's places for the purpose of putting it online. I know a lot of people do that and that's fine, but personally for me I didn't want to. But from here on out I'm excited to share the process. I feel like it's moving pretty quickly, so who knows, it could be in a couple months, it could be next year, but at some point we will be living in our own apartment that we have paid for. I'll have a mortgage. Like, that's just crazy to me. Let's move on to something a bit more lighthearted. If you could live a day as someone else, who would you choose and why? I feel like it's predictable to say Taylor Swift, but like I would love to see what that girlie is doing day to day. Like, what is your lifestyle right now? Preparing for 1989 TV to like literally rock the world. But if I don't say that, I have to have more of a personality. Ooh, I would say Jennifer Lee. She is a boss. She is like head of Disney animation. Obviously she is the mastermind behind Frozen, and I feel like she sits in a lot of very cool and interesting meetings. So if I could be her for a day and kind of like sit there, experience, see what's coming up. That would be very fun. But also, I would not want to make the decisions that she has to do every single day. I think it'll be very intimidating, and I'm just fine where I'm at right now. Which brings me on to, segue, next question. How is your job at Disney going? Honestly, sounds like such a dream. I'm happy to report there has been no change. I have signed my 5th contract with Disney Plus, and I will be there until the end of March. I started there in June 2022, so it's been just over a year, and I'm so excited for the next 6.5 months we still have, and hopefully beyond that. I have no desire to leave. Everything is smooth sailing. If you didn't know, I am a copywriter for Disney Plus EMEA. The EMEA region is Europe, Middle East and Africa, so I am solely responsible for customer communications. So if you get an email or a push notification from Disney Plus and you live there, that will be from me. I do a lot of stuff with like partnerships, some performance campaign stuff on your phone. So on TikTok, if you get an ad for Disney Plus, I probably wrote the copy for that. It is a big role, it's very exciting. I've really grown into it in the last year and had a lot of really good opportunities, and there's still a lot more to come. The last 6 months were definitely tougher than the first 6 months, but we're continuing to learn and grow and have a lot of fun along the way. And honestly, my team I work with are incredible. I sit within the design team because there's obviously only one of me. There's not just like an entire copy team. I mean, I guess I am the copy team, but I sit with the designers and they are all just absolute gems, so talented. I still love it and I hope to be there for a long time yet. What are you dressing as for Halloween? I guess it isn't as much of a thing outside the US. I don't even know if I'm going to be going out for Halloween. I am not a club girly, play club by Kelsey Ballerini, so I don't know if there's any point in me even dressing up. But then also, me and my friend Felicity, we always carve pumpkins every single year and watch a different Halloween film, and we always do like a subtle dress up for that. So maybe I'll decide then, but it'll probably end up being something Taylor Swift or Disney related, because that is my personality. Your #1 tip to vlogging in public. Honestly, I still find it very awkward unless I'm in Disney. In a Disney park, I don't know, I just don't care because I feel like a lot of other people are doing it, and also it's where I started vlogging, it's where I vlog the most, because I don't actually vlog a whole bunch anywhere else. I was thinking the other day, my whole year of content pretty much rests on about 20 days out of the year in terms of like adding up all of my trips. Yes, I do some other like at home London vlogs and some travel ones, but the bulk of my content comes from literally less than a month of time, which is just crazy. Anyway, that wasn't the question. My #1 tip would be to do it with someone you are comfortable with. So even if they're not going to be on camera, have a friend or family member with you who makes you feel comfortable and at ease. Try and find somewhere that's not like crazy busy so you don't feel like completely watched. And also remember, no one cares as much as you think they do. So as you're walking past, people might notice you for like a second, but they're not going to be thinking about you about a minute later. They're going to be like, whew, moving on to the next thing. Their own insecurities, they're not going to linger on it. So as much as you feel like everyone is watching you, they're probably not. They're probably wrapped up in their own problems, their own world. You should just vlog for you and have fun with it, because at the end of the day, that is what it is for. For most people, it is a hobby. I know it's easier said than done though. It's funny, like most of the other questions are all about Taylor Swift and Disney, and I feel like I've really captured my niche on Instagram. Like they know my interest is split between those two things, and I love it. Final question will come from my sister, because I feel like she will be annoyed if I don't have any of her questions in this. What would your Barbie be? Probably the emotionally unstable but still magical one, or the one that always has to get ID'd, the obsessive one that finds one thing she loves and makes it her entire personality. There's lots I could get into. Let me know down below, what Barbie do you think I am? That would be a fun question. So if you've got this far, feel free to leave that down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more fun and magic to come. Thank you once again to BetterHelp for partnering with me on this video. Be sure to use the link down below to get 10% off your first month of therapy, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me.